organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up on this live edition of Daily Iowan TV, President Sally Mason sits down and talks sexual assault. We've got the details next.
And a very colorful graduation will tell you why black and gold aren't the only colors celebrated this week.
It is where.
And in sports,
we take a look at our Daily Iowan End of the Year awards.
We have it all at the top of the hour.
Daily Iowan TV starts now. Good evening and thanks for joining us on our live edition of Daily Iowan TV. I'm Erin Faust.
And I'm Stephen Duran. UI President Sally Mason spoke to the Daily Iowan this morning for her final Q&A of the year. She touched on an array of topics including graduate funding and flood recovery. You can view the full interview on our YouTube channel, but we wanted to play you a couple of sound bites we found noteworthy. First, she talked about the issue of sexual assault on campus and how she is proud of the efforts students and faculty have made to make a positive change. She says the 6-point plan she outlined earlier in the semester is being carried out and they're making great progress, but the challenge is having to educate a new class each and every year.
We've got a lot of work to do, plenty more work to do. And I think the students are now beginning to realize what I told them at the outset, which is the hard part of this work is that we get to start over again every year.
We also asked her about the hit show Girls. It was a bit of a controversy this semester when the UI denied the HBO series from filming on campus. We found out yesterday, thanks to emails obtained by the Press Citizen, that the reason the UI felt the filming would portray the UI in a negative light was because the main character, played by creator of the show, Lena Dunham, had her bike stolen on the first day while attending the UI Writers Workshop. Mason said she's aware the producers still intend to film in Iowa City, but she stands by her administration's decision.
Going forward, the producers and of the show can do what they need to do, but not with our help.
You can catch the full interview online on our YouTube channel and online at dailyiowan.com.
The Iowa Supreme Court is considering a plan that could have a big impact on Iowa law students. The plan would allow students who graduate from Iowa's 2 law schools to practice law without passing the bar exam. Wisconsin is the only other state with this rule.
A couple in Ottumwa, Iowa say they found marijuana tucked between the layers of the McDonald's double cheeseburgers. The couple purchased the burgers at a local drive-thru and noticed plant-like material that looked and smelled like the drug. Police are still investigating the incident.
This weekend, UI graduates will walk across the stage to receive their well-earned diploma representing black and gold. But Tuesday evening, a smaller group of students representing the whole color spectrum held a special graduation. Our own Megan Horhan gives us a look at the celebration.
Music, laughter, and acceptance were the themes of the night at Rainbow Graduation. Although this was not an official graduation ceremony, the celebration was focused on recognizing the graduating seniors of the LGBT community.
The purpose of Rainbow Graduation is to recognize the achievements and successes of LGBT students, as well as allies who support LGBT. College
is the place where students find who they are and grow as a person. And for students like Dakota, it is where he decided he wasn't going to hide anymore.
I actually didn't come out until I came to school. I lived in a very conservative city growing up, so I suppressed a lot of emotional things.
Same-sex marriage was legalized in Iowa in 2009, being the 3rd state to do so. This openness could be attracting more students from the LGBT community.
I do see that as the state of Iowa and the community being more accepting.
The UI has organizations such as the LGBT Resource Center and specific clinic hours that provide ways for students to be comfortable in their own skin.
Really, over the past 3-4 years, I've learned really to just be accepting of myself.
Friends, faculty, and family were all in attendance to watch the graduates receive their rainbow cords. Megan Horahan, Daily Iowan TV.
Those graduates are going on to do many things. Dakota, the student Megan talked to, will be attending grad school in Barcelona.
If you're downtown at all for the rest of the week, you might notice an increase in the number of suits and ties you see. EntreFest 2014 began today and will continue through Friday with events at venues all across the Ped Mall. Both established and aspiring entrepreneurs signed up for the event, hoping to take advantage of the 2.5-day opportunity to learn and make new connections.
You can come here, you can find out what resources are available to help you get started. You can meet other people who are doing it, and then you can hear from people who have done it successfully and be inspired and just get insight from the things that they've learned along their journey.
The Entrepreneurship Festival consists of a series of workshops, keynotes, and networking events, and there's even a business pitch contest with a $10,000 prize. This year's event has more than 460 registered attendees. The first EntreFest was held in 2008. Well, I've spent the last few days studying in the library, but the weather seems to get colder when I go outside.
It's definitely colder, Stefan, which makes it difficult to believe that summer break is almost here. Let's toss it over to our own Nick Fisher for more on what we can expect. Nick?
Thanks, guys. It's definitely been a colder finals week, and after a few gloomy days in the past couple days, expect much of the same tomorrow. The morning will bring us overcast skies with a temperature around 45. As we head into the afternoon hours, we are looking at a 30% chance of rain with a high of 53. The rain will stick around into the evening with an expected high of 52. Looking at the rest of your week, Friday, the sun will show itself once again with a high of 57 to end finals week. Saturday's high will jump back up to the low 60s with partly cloudy skies in sight. Clear and sunny skies will come around Sunday with projected highs in the upper 60s. Monday will kick off the work week with a 50% chance of rain and highs in the low 70s. Expect the temperatures to climb up to the mid 70s on Tuesday with mostly cloudy skies. That's all I have in the weather studio for you tonight. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Nick. Much more coming your way on this live edition of Daily Iowan TV.
What does it mean to be an Iowa City delivery driver? We'll take a closer look.
And no new Herky, we'll show you why the last group of Herky auditions didn't make the cut.
And now it's time for this week's edition of Hawkeye Buzz.
This week, we're taking a look at children's books and those who make them possible. Let's toss it over to our own Gabriella Dunn. Gabriella, what's the buzz?
Thanks, guys. Summer is just about here, and with that, summer vacation. But before kids from all over the country leave for school for a couple months, we'll take a look at the books made just for them. For this week's Hawkeye Buzz segment, I checked out Prairie Lights and one local artist teaming up for a national week-long celebration. For the first time ever, Prairie Lights is taking part in National Children's Book Week. This Saturday, Iowa City artist Katie Castronovo will meet with kids at Prairie Lights for a morning of reading and art. Castronovo illustrates a children's book series called Budding Biologist. So far, the series has 2 books out, with one currently in the making. She said this was her first time creating book illustrations, so taking part in Children's Book Week offers an exciting opportunity.
It's really exciting to be a part of something that has such history and a wide range of audience.
Castronovo said she used digital imaging for the book, which was a different technique than she's used to, and the book required a lot more research since the images had to be accurate. And on Monday, the series released its first iPad video game. In the game, kids act like an ecologist by finding, measuring, and tagging lizards before releasing them back into the wild.
It's a really fun, interactive, actually really calm game for kids that teaches them about ecology.
She said she enjoyed illustrating for Budding Biologists because of the importance visuals bring when kids read.
Having the illustrations be really accurate but also really exciting and vibrant and beautiful helps keep that attention.
Castronovo said she hopes to continue working as an illustrator for more children's books. Gabriella Dunn, Daily Iowan TV. For more on Children's Book Week and the Budding Biologist series, check out tomorrow's edition of 80 Hours in the Daily Iowan. Back to you guys at the desk right after this.
Iowa SJMC.
Want a major that'll take you somewhere?
I joined and now I make videos for the university. I joined and now I work for the most trusted news source in America. SJMC.
Members of President Obama's task force on climate change met in Des Moines yesterday. They said warmer temperatures are leading to stronger tornadoes, more rain, and increased droughts. The task force was created by President Obama to help advise the administration on how to help communities prepare for natural disasters.
Iowa is spending nearly $3 billion on Iowa roads in the next 5 years. The Department of Transportation unveiled a 5-year plan which included $900 million for bridges and $1.2 billion for upgrades on state highways. The plan stretches from the fiscal year of 2015 until 2019.
Eating in Iowa City seemed to go hand in hand. The downtown area offers eating opportunities for just about everyone. For students, it's the food that comes right to their doorstep that's usually their favorite option. And for the drivers that bring the food, it's the cars that make it possible. I show you what it means to be a delivery driver in Iowa City.
This is the Cadillac. It's a trusty, sturdy vehicle. She never disappoints. Better than any Honda Civic on the road. And being a delivery driver, you're in and out of the restaurant more, so you're not just cooped into a kitchen, and I get to go out and interact with customers a lot more. It's a lot of friendly people. There's not too many people that are angry or upset. Everyone's usually pretty happy to see the delivery guy.
Basically, you get to go to multiple parties a night, and you're like the most welcomed. Everyone's so happy to see you. One time I delivered to an elementary school, and there's the entire gymnasium just cheered and parted down the middle, just cheering as I walked down the gym, and it was insane. A couple years ago, I switched to manager / dispatch manager, and I make sure that all the food goes in the right place. Who dispatched Victor in a 1.5? All right, well, the next two are going together. Does Jake have his bank?
It's all about time. Gotta be quick. In the kitchen, I push the cooks to the limit, and I want the food there fast, just because that's part of my job, and that's definitely going to increase the customer satisfaction.
A lot of times we'll get tied up on phone calls with people who just don't know what they want, don't know their own phone number, their address. On top of that, sometimes they're like drunk or something, so it makes it all so much harder to get everything you need to get a pizza sent out successfully. Even though our customers make it the hardest sometimes, they also make it the best sometimes.
The customers are people that are like my age and doing the same things I would be doing on a Friday night. The people I work with are obviously almost the same age as me, and they're always down to have a good time. There's definitely Fridays and Saturday nights where I think I would much rather go downtown than go and deliver pizza to people that are having way more fun than I am. But working at Gumby's is a lot more fun than other places just because it's a laid-back environment, and since it's locally owned, the environment is definitely more laid-back than a corporate store.
I've worked big corporations where you got 50 bosses and I make as much or more and have to deal with far less BS. Well, I'm a driver extraordinaire. I'm the fastest guy here, so I come in and I drive. That's about all my responsibilities. And the responsibility is very low. Low responsibility, high pay. That's kind of where I'm at in my life. I have experience in other like food industries, restaurant management and other fast food stuff. But Jimmy John's is cool because I'm rewarded for running around and just being silly, I guess. Being the Jimmy John's that people see on TV, I guess, is what I'm supposed to be. All I hear when I run in the door, I'm like, Jimmy John's, they're like, oh, it's just like the commercial, so I figure I must be doing something right.
The average shift for drivers on weekends is about 12 hours, and often the shift doesn't even end until 4 a.m.
Behind the mask, it's a secret role the select students take a part in, representing the University of Iowa as Herky the Hawk. Daily Iowan TV's Jordan Mickle found out what exactly it takes to become our very own Herky.
Dressed in black and gold, Herky the Hawk has represented the University of Iowa for over 50 years, and each year, select students have carried on the tradition. But this year, none of the applicants that tried out to become Herky got accepted.
Our tryouts, we were just looking for a certain caliber of person, mascot to fill in, and right now we're still looking for that.
So what does it take exactly for one to become our well-known Herky? Let's find out.
You have to love Iowa. That spirit, that passion for the university community is the number one. The events and tasks that Herky does are very physically demanding, and the ability to do those as well as performing in a manner where you're making your university and your community proud.
When he's getting ready for a game, just like any other athlete, he's out there warming up, so he's stretching out, getting his blood flowing a little bit. He's getting excited about the game as he hears the crowd out here before he comes out onto the floor and stuff, so that really pumps Herky up and he's ready to go.
There's no switch to turn on to get into game mode. It's game mode 24/7.
So in order to represent the university loud and proud, you've got to have the moves and confidence to wow the crowd. Jordan Mickle, Daily Iowan TV.
Since this round of auditions didn't find a Herky, the UI will be looking for more applicants in the fall. They will be paying close attention to the incoming freshman class, so for more on how to try out for a chance to wear the Hawkeye mask, follow @TheRealHerky on Twitter.
And now for a look at what's happening beyond Iowa. A mine explosion killing at least 238 local miners sparked a violent protest today in Soma, Turkey. Officials say the deaths were most likely caused by carbon monoxide poisoning. The explosion occurred while the workers were preparing for a shift change, meaning more miners were inside than usual. 363 of the 787 workers have been rescued.
The Pentagon said it will try to transfer Chelsea Manning, the soldier convicted of sending classified documents to WikiLeaks, to a medical facility where they can receive gender treatment to live as a woman. Private Chelsea Manning has sparked a huge controversy for the Defense Department. How can a soldier with a diagnosed disorder be treated without violating military policy? No decision has been made yet.
Iowa SJMC.
Want a major that'll take you somewhere?
I joined and now I'm in Los Angeles, California, interning for Conan O'Brien at Warner Brothers Studios.
I joined and now I'm working in public relations for diabetes research.
SJMC.
It has been another exciting season of Iowa athletics.
That's right, Stefan, and to highlight some of the biggest moments in players, our own Cody Goodwin and Whitney Blakemore are standing by in the Daily Iowan TV Sports Studio. Guys?
Thank you, Aaron. And yes, what an exciting year it has been with our live end of the year awards all on the way.
On the agenda first, our coach and newcomer of the year.
Both recipients actually hailing from the same team, Whitney, the all-time winningest coach herself, Lisa Bluter, and newcomer of the year, her freshman phenom, Allie Disterhoff, making the cut to start the program.
Daily Iowan TV Sports' Rachel Bedell sat down with the pair to reflect on the past season and what their futures will hold.
Another great year, now most winningest coach at Iowa, another NCAA appearance. Talk to me about how you keep that momentum going and how you keep the motivation for the girls.
Well, I mean, it's not hard to keep the motivation for the players because winning is fun, and being involved with a program rich with success is enjoyable. And so I think the momentum that we're gaining, it is a snowball. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger, and I think our program is at a really good place right now.
Being your freshman year, you know, you're only a year out of high school. You were a great one to look at, and kind of didn't starting off the court. So how does it, having to prove to another coach that you want to be out there?
Yeah, you know, I mean, coming in, it was just I wanted to contribute however that was, and, you know, I didn't know whether it would be starting initially or whatnot, but it was, if I was out on the court, I was just going to give it my all 100% of the time, and if it was on the bench, I was going to be there for my teammates because, you know, you have to have people contribute on the floor, but also off the court. That's just as important. So I was just, you know, going to try to help the team however I could, and, you know, if that opportunity ever presented itself like it did, then I was just going to try to take advantage of it.
And Coach Allie, you know, it was really dominating at the end of the season. How is that, seeing a freshman progress like that?
Oh, it bodes well for the future of our program. But, you know, Allie had a special freshman year. I mean, being named to the all-freshman team in our Big Ten is a great accomplishment because I think this is the best freshman class in the entire Big Ten Conference that I've seen since I've been here in 14 years. So for her to reach that honor is tremendous. Honorable mention, all Big Ten. But also, Allie was the first freshman ever in the history of our program to be named to the Big Ten All-Tournament team. So another great honor. And, you know, Allie's leadership skills are really good. And so I look for her not only to be a contributor on the court in statistical category, she's already proved her success in the classroom, but also her leadership skills continue to grow and take on more of that role.
Thank you, Rachel. You can catch the full interview exclusively on dailyiowan.com. Now, shooting guard Sam Logic joining Bluder and Disterhoft as our female athlete of the year. The junior averaged over 13 points, 6 boards, and 7 assists this past season, the only player in the country to do so.
Our male athlete also making some noise in Carver Hawkeye this season, but at 133 pounds, grappler Tony Ramos took care of his business on the mat.
We now welcome the Big Ten and NCAA champ from the Dan Gable Wrestling Complex. And Tony, how have things been since March?
The most exciting part is knowing that you went out on top, knowing that all that work and effort you put in actually went somewhere, got you what you were trying to achieve.
Now you're already training for the 2016 Olympics in Rio, where you'll be competing in the 57 kilo category, which equates to 125 pounds. Why the switch?
Big decision was it's day before weigh-in, so I have time to recover. And I have been competing at 33, wrestling around 36, 37. It's going to be pretty much the same. Going on to 25, I'll have time to get, I'm hoping 15 pounds back in me before I'm wrestling.
Now, Tony, is there going to be any sort of difference now that you're at 25?
This is going to be the first time where I'm one of the biggest in the weight class. I already have a lot of power. I never feel undersized when I was wrestling at 33. So now it's going to be another factor, and I think I can really go through the competition there.
Thanks again for that, Tony, and good luck. Tony was the winner of our tightest year-end poll, with the Devin Marble coming in a close second, learning the hard way that the hardware pays off.
Our own Taylor Axelson caught up with the senior Roy Devin Marble in this week's What It Takes to see exactly what it takes to get to the NBA. Taylor?
One of the most popular questions to ask a child is, what are you going to be when you grow up? Some say doctor, a fireman, a ballerina, but senior guard Devin Marble knew he wanted to play in the NBA. And after 4 years here at Iowa, he'll have the opportunity to make his dreams come true.
If you were to walk into the offices of Iowa basketball at Carver Hawkeye Arena, you would notice a wall covered from floor to ceiling in images of past players who made the big step to the NBA. Devin Marble, a senior basketball player here at Iowa, may be following in their footsteps.
It's been working hard. It's something I always wanted to do. It's been a dream and a goal since I can remember. I told Coach McCaffrey this is what I wanted to do when I got here. He told me he was going to put me in the best positions to be able to accomplish that.
Most players that come here hope to one day be in the NBA. Obviously, the most NBA-ready player we've had since I've been here is Dev.
There are roughly 900 teams in college basketball with an average of 12 to 13 players per team, which means there are over 10,000 players per year. There are roughly 360 active NBA players, so that means the chances of a college player making it to the NBA is about 1%. This is no longer a normal stair, this is a ladder.
Work out twice a day, lift in mornings and then work out, ball handling, shooting.
One of the first things we did when the season was over is we put the NBA line down in our practice facility so he could shoot hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of shots from the NBA three-point line.
It's a big step because everybody's fast, everybody's strong, everyone's big, and everyone has skill sets. So you may beat your player, you may beat your man, but then here comes this athletic 7'1" post player who can jump just as high.
Again, the NBA is a lot of talent in the league. There's a lot of money that's invested into these young men. So they also do their homework, and they want to make sure that they get the right people on their teams that can understand the demands and the pressures of playing at that level.
We might have half a day to process a scouting report on the Los Angeles Lakers. Can you do that? Are you going to know all their personnel? The sets we're going to run, the sets that they're going to run, what are they going to run late? Who does what? If I'm guarding Kobe Bryant, I got to do this. If I get switched off and I have to guard Pau Gasol, what am I doing there? Those types of things. That's where Dev will shine because he understands the big picture.
The preparation from the coaches that goes in night in and night out, trying to stop you, trying to find a hole in your game. And someone like Devin who can still produce every single night, to me that bodes well for going into the NBA.
If Devin's name is called in June at the NBA draft and he makes it onto an NBA roster, he will join the wall where his predecessors now post up.
and we left a couple open. So that's what we tell Dev, okay, that space is for you.
Devin is already in Chicago for the pre-draft combine, which starts tomorrow, and there he'll be able to have direct competition with 58 of some of the best college ball players in the country. It'll be prime time for him to show the coaches and scouts if he has what it takes. Come June 26th, we'll all know for sure. Cody and Whitney, back to you guys.
Some really neat stuff there, Taylor. Great work as always. Last but certainly not least, our story of the year. No fairy tale ending in this story, though, Whitney. The men's basketball season, once so promising, ending in a way that nobody could have foreseen.
Our story of the year, the demise of the basketball season.
4 starters and 8 letter winners from a team that advanced to the NIT championship game. Coach, if you'd like to begin with an opening statement, we'll then open up the floor to questions.
Obviously, we're very optimistic about this year's team, recognize the position we're in, and welcome the challenge. The minute I take that job, whoever's there, they're my guys. And whoever I bring in, they're my guys. And together, it will build it, step by step.
Hours before game time, a metal piece roughly 8 feet long by 14 inches wide, well, it fell and it damaged
Felt like I had a chance to get to the rim, and I got as deep as I could and tried to get a good look. And it's a tough loss tonight.
That's a great thing about basketball is you don't have to wait a whole week. You don't have to think about it too long. You got to get right back to work because you can't let one loss dwell and turn into 2. So we're gonna be out to work and be ready for Illinois.
I don't think we're gonna change anything.
You just got to refocus your energy towards the next team and get ready in practice and listen to what the coaching staff has to say for the game plan. And then go in there with the confidence that we normally show and normally play with, and guys just gotta step up and make plays.
Yeah, it was. Shoot, if we would have lost this, the world might have ended.
A sour ending indeed to what was such a promising start. That'll do it for our year-end awards here, and that'll also do it for us here in the Daily Iowan TV Sports Studio. Tomorrow's program will include a look at track preparing for their Big Ten championships.
Stefan, Aaron, back to you at the desk right after this.
Only with Daily Iowan TV can you get an inside look into Thursday's pages of the Daily Iowan. The Iowa City School District is enacting a central admission freeze. Read more about whose salary won't be changing in the coming year.
And the UI reacts to potential regent funding changes. See what President Mason is doing to help maintain graduate student funding.
Well, that's your most current edition of Daily Iowan TV. Be sure to check us out tomorrow or anytime online at dailyiowan.com.
Thanks for watching and have a great night.
Can't pick up a copy of the Daily Iowan? Are you worried about how you're going to find out about the latest